Anybody carrying a debit card or holding a social security number needs to pay close attention to this right away. We all think we are safe until disaster strikes. For a woman named Brenda, that disaster arrived in the mail at her home. She instantly realized a major issue had occurred. 3 separate bank accounts had been created without her consent. The fear immediately hit her because you just have no idea how far the destruction goes. Even worse, somebody had attempted to take out a loan using her identity. One of our viewers shared that she also knew she had to move fast when unauthorized accounts were established in her name at a bank she had never even visited. It was recently revealed exactly how this viewer's fast thinking prevented a complete financial nightmare. Again, you never think you will be the victim. Brenda received a physical letter from Truist Bank warning her about unusual actions on her profile. Since she had 0 ties to that specific bank, she knew something was incredibly wrong. She went on the internet, found the official customer service number for the bank, and called them directly. A worker on the phone verified that 3 new accounts were active under her name. Panic naturally set in. The bank worker instructed her to go into a physical branch location to sort it out. She drove to her local branch, but the staff there just told her to call the fraud number printed on her warning letter. When she called that fraud department, they demanded the exact account numbers. Obviously, she could not give them that information because she was not the person who opened them. So, the phone representative told her to go right back to the physical branch. She was stuck in a terrible loop, speaking to 7 different employees over the course of a month. Every single one of them demanded her social security number first, asked for the account numbers second, and ultimately claimed they were powerless to help her without a branch visit. Extremely frustrated, she reached out to consumer advocates for assistance. Those advocates looked over all the documents she had gathered. With her blessing, they contacted the bank's corporate office directly and handed over her proof. Almost instantly, the bank responded, promising to escalate the issue to the proper higher-ups. Magically, a client complaint specialist from the bank finally called Brenda. Just a few days later, she received official written notice that the fraudulent accounts were being shut down, along with the direct name of an employee handling her specific case. When the bank was asked to explain why Brenda was forced to run in circles, the company refused to speak on it, claiming they had to protect client privacy. Brenda was just incredibly relieved the fake accounts were finally closed. Here is the massive detail most folks completely overlook. Discovering a random bank account under your name is not just a simple banking error, it is a full-blown identity theft crisis. And the truly terrifying part is that checking your credit score or reading your credit report will not always warn you this is happening. Most victims only realize they have been compromised when a strange piece of mail shows up randomly, a fraud department calls them out of the blue, or they get rejected for a loan years down the line. In Brenda's situation, that physical letter from a completely unfamiliar bank was the ultimate red flag. Never assume those envelopes are just promotional spam. Do not toss them in the trash because that single piece of paper might be the only warning sign you get before things spiral out of control. Let's look at exactly how this goes down. A criminal gets their hands on enough of your private details to trick a financial institution into believing they are actually you. Banks open millions of accounts, so if a thief has your full name, your home address, and your social security number, they have the keys to the castle. Thanks to constant data breaches and the dark web, finding a date of birth or an old email address is incredibly easy for criminals today. Once they have that package of info, they open deposit accounts, request new credit cards, apply for personal loans, or use those new bank accounts to launder money. A fraudster opening a checking account in your name might not seem as dangerous as a stolen credit card, but it causes massive headaches. They can use it to deposit fake checks, process illegal transfers, or wire money internationally, making it look like you are heavily involved in a criminal enterprise. Later on, when you actually need to open a legitimate account for yourself, the bank might reject you because your name is tagged as a massive risk in their system. So, where are they getting your details to begin with? The most common route is a data breach. We hear about these on the news constantly, but it goes deeper than that. A random service or app you signed up for a decade ago might get hacked, leaving your private data totally exposed. You might have completely forgotten that company existed or that you ever gave them your details, but the hackers certainly do not care. They scrape your info, sell it off, and other criminals put it to work. The second method is phishing. Not the kind with a fishing pole, but spelled with a PH. This happens when you receive a scary text, a random email, or an urgent phone call pretending to be your actual bank, the IRS, the post office, or a fraud department. They try to panic you into clicking a link or handing over your password over the phone. They will claim your account is frozen, or that they noticed weird charges, or that they just need to verify your identity. The minute you enter your details into their fake website or reply to that text, they have everything they need to steal your life. The third tactic is plain old mail theft, and people really do not discuss this enough. This is exactly why you cannot leave important envelopes sitting in your mailbox or on your kitchen counter. Pre-approved credit offers, medical bills, tax forms, insurance papers, and bank letters are gold mines for thieves trying to steal your identity. Finally, the fourth way is terrible online security. If your email password is weak, or if you use one simple password for every single website you visit, scammers will easily hack into your inbox. Once they control your email, it is basically game over. They can request password resets for your financial apps, they can search for old tax returns and bank statements, they slowly gather enough pieces of the puzzle to become you. They do not even need all your data at once. They might find your home address in one leaked database, your birth date from another hack, and part of your social security number somewhere else. They combine it all, and suddenly they are ready to strike. That is exactly why you cannot wait around when you spot a red flag. Brenda did the right thing by taking that bank letter seriously, but she hit a brick wall when the bank kept sending her in circles. The local branch told her to call the phone number, the phone agent told her to visit the branch, and the fraud department wanted account numbers she did not have because she never opened the accounts. This exact runaround is where so many victims get exhausted and give up. Let me be very clear, do not give up. If you walk away, those fraudulent accounts stay active way longer than they ever should. If this nightmare ever happens to me, here is exactly what my game plan would be. Step 1. Contact the bank using the verified customer service number from their official website. Do not just dial a number printed on a suspicious letter without making sure it actually belongs to the bank. When you get an agent on the line, you need to speak firmly and clearly. Tell them, unauthorized accounts have been opened under my name. I am a victim of identity theft. I need these accounts frozen, investigated, and permanently closed. Do not use weak language. Do not say, I think there's a mistake, or I am not sure what is happening. You have to be direct. Use the specific words fraud, identity theft, and unauthorized accounts. Step 2. Demand a case number. This is absolutely critical. Keep a detailed log of every single interaction. Write down the date, the time of the call, the exact name of the representative you spoke with, and that case number. If the agent claims they cannot help you, immediately ask to be escalated to a supervisor. If they bounce you around from department to department, write all of that down too. If they instruct you to visit a local branch, you honestly should go if you are able, because face-to-face conversations often get better results. But no matter what, keep taking meticulous notes. You need a solid paper trail, so if the crisis deepens, you have proof that you tried to resolve it immediately. Step 3. File a formal report at identitytheft.gov. Doing this gives you a certified identity theft report and a step-by-step federal recovery plan. This document is your strongest weapon when you are battling banks, collection agencies, credit bureaus, and any other institution tied to your compromised data. Far too many victims skip this step because they assume calling the bank is good enough. I am telling you right now, it is not good enough. You need that official documentation from the federal government to prove a crime occurred. Step 4. Freeze your credit files with the 3 major bureaus, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. Placing a credit freeze costs absolutely nothing, and it builds a massive wall that stops criminals from opening new lines of credit under your name. Remember, opening new accounts is the exact reason they stole your data to begin with. In Brenda's story, this is exactly what saved her. After her fake bank accounts were shut down, the scammer tried to take out a loan, but her active credit freeze blocked the application. And please listen closely. Freezing your credit profile is completely different from just tapping the lock button on your bank's debit card app. A credit freeze blocks new credit, but it does not automatically stop bank deposit fraud. That is exactly why you need Step 5. Freeze and monitor your ChexSystems file. Think of ChexSystems as a specialized reporting agency that banks check before they allow someone to open a new checking or savings account. Most folks know all about the big 3 credit bureaus, but very few people pay attention to ChexSystems unless they have previously had an account closed for a negative balance. That lack of awareness is a massive problem. If a criminal is opening deposit accounts pretending to be you, ChexSystems is the firewall. You can request your report from them for free, scan it for any unauthorized activity, and easily place a security freeze to block scammers from opening more deposit accounts. Step 6. Comb through your actual credit reports. Do not just glance at your 3-digit score to see if it dropped. Your credit score will not always reveal the full scope of the damage, because when a scammer applies for something, the hard inquiry shows up first, and the actual account takes time to report. You need to read the full document line by line. Look for strange inquiries, new accounts, unfamiliar addresses, and phone numbers you do not recognize. If you spot fraudulent activity, dispute it immediately. But do not just file a casual dispute. Always attach your official government identity theft report. This gives your claim serious weight. You are no longer just a person saying, "Hey, this isn't my bill." You are providing federal proof that you are the victim of identity theft. Step 7. Lock down any service or company connected to the breach. If the fraudster opened a bank account, alert that specific bank. If they applied for a personal loan, contact that lender. If they hijacked your email, secure your inbox immediately. If they used your cell phone number, call your mobile carrier and demand extra security PINs. Once a criminal buys your data from a breach or the dark web, they are going to try to get their money's worth. They will absolutely test your identity across multiple lenders, apps, and banks. Now let's talk about how to stop this from happening to you in the first place. Number 1, freeze your credit right now before disaster strikes. Waiting until your identity is stolen to lock your files is completely backwards. Unless you are actively applying for an apartment, a car loan, a mortgage, or a new credit card, there is zero reason to leave your credit file wide open for thieves. It is completely free to freeze your files online or over the phone, and you can temporarily thaw them anytime you actually need someone to pull your credit. Number 2, freeze your ChexSystems file if you are not planning to open a new bank account anytime soon. Almost nobody thinks to do this, but if a scammer decides to open a fraudulent savings or checking account, a standard credit freeze might not be enough to stop them. Number 3, absolutely stop clicking on links inside random text messages and emails. We repeat this constantly, but people still fall for it. If you get a text claiming to be your bank warning you about a problem, ignore the link. Open your official banking app yourself, visit your local branch, or call the verified number from their real website. Going straight to the source is the only way to be safe. Number 4, guard your physical mail. Buy a shredder and destroy any documents that contain your personal details. Never leave bank statements or pre-approved credit offers sitting on your counter. And if your regular mail suddenly stops arriving, investigate immediately. A criminal might have submitted a fake change of address to steal your financial documents. Number 5, use complex passwords and always turn on two-factor authentication, especially for your primary email address. Your email inbox is the master key to your entire financial existence. If a hacker gets access to it, they can request password resets and break into accounts you forgot you even had. Here is the ultimate takeaway. When a nightmare like this happens, never let the bank make you feel like you are the one at fault. Financial institutions deal with fraud every single day. Hold your ground. Remind them that you did not authorize the accounts, you do not possess the account numbers, and you cannot provide private details that only the criminal knows. Your only job is to report the crime, document your steps meticulously, freeze your files, and demand escalation when they fail to act. If a bank continuously gives you the runaround, file formal complaints with the CFPB and the FTC through identitytheft.gov. Keep your records safe, save copies of all correspondence, take screenshots of everything, and write down the names of every employee you speak with. In the fight against identity theft, moving fast limits the damage. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.